Hey guys, KRX here with another installment of Retro Beyblade Reviews. This time I'll be looking at Dranzer MS from Beyblade G-Revolution. Dranzer MS, or Dranzer Metal Spiral, is the 7th and final incarnation of the Dranzer Beyblade, and the only one to be made using the hard melt system. Now, it is zoomed in, but this is... One thing about this is that this is smaller than all the other Dranzer Beyblades I've looked at. And that has to go along with the system, giving you a general view of what it looks like all around. The hard melt system, or the heavy melt system as it was called in Japan, was the final kind of Beyblade used in the original generation. And it was also the precursor to the hybrid wheel system introduced in Beyblade Metal Fusion. What they were smaller tops that implemented more metal than the mostly plastic tops did. And so here's just one of them. I'll give you a good idea of what it's like by taking it apart, but first I'll show you guys the launcher and ripcord that was made for the HMS. So here's the launcher and ripcord. The launcher is a completely different shape and kind of different style from the easy launcher that was used for basically all plastic type Beyblades, or mostly plastic Beyblades. It's still pretty small, and if you're just holding it without any kind of grip, it would be held like this. But one thing about it is that it can be used for either right spin or left spin, and uses 2 slots to do that. The ripcord is also different. It's designed with some finger holds instead of having to put one finger through a loop. And it's also a little bit thicker, at least this way. Actually, in general, it's thicker than a normal, standard ripcord. It can go in like that for right spin, or like this for left spin. Sorry, just clearing my throat back there. And it can also be used to disassemble or assemble a Beyblade of the HMS. So to do that, you unscrew this part, then just take it apart entirely. Now, unlike the past plastic generation Beyblades, the hard melt system consisted of only 4 parts, which were the bit protector, which is the equivalent to a bit chip, but this is used to hold the entire Beyblade together, so it's more than just a decoration. The attack ring, which still serves to, be the source of attacks for the Beyblade. The weight disc, which is used to give it balance, add some weight to it, give it some stability. And the running core, which is a combination of the spin gear and the blade base, in that the Beyblade is built around this part and also spins on it. Similarly to how the engine gear is both the core and the tip, but there's no base around this. The bit protector does depict Dranzer again, but, it's so small that you really can't make it out. The attack rings were changed up so they were a combination of plastic and metal. And this one is stylized a little bit similarly to the attack ring of Dranzer S, at least in the fact that it seems oriented towards a left spin attack. We see the new weight disc, which has a centralized ring with 3 spokes that connect to an outer ring. And then the running core, which has a gimmick that harkens back to Dranzer S, in that it's got it basically has a system where the tip can be moved in and out, though it's so small that you can't really see it. But you can kind of tell by these two tabs, which can slide in and out to this upper or lower position. Well, there you can see a little bit the tip coming in and out. And so the assembly is really pretty simple. You just stack everything together. Just making sure that everything is stacked right. Now I guess for this one, it seems to be a little bit tricky. But once that's all done, you can just place on the bit protector, then lock it all up by just securing it like that. And that's ready to go. So there are 3 launches I'm going to be doing for this review. The first will be with a right spin with the tip extended, then a right spin with the tip retracted, and then a left spin. Just to give you a good idea of the different ways that you can launch this Beyblade. But I will be implementing this grip here, just like so. Now the way this attaches is different in that you just kind of peg it on. There's no kind of rotating locking mechanism. It just clips on like that. So got the base game ready, and let rip. With the tip extended, it has a smooth, solid attack pattern, or movement pattern. Though also, it doesn't have much wobble to it, and it's very stable. So there's that. Then I just retract the tip. Set up again for right spin. Put the Beyblade into place. Oh wait, no. Set up for left spin. My mistake. There we go. And let it rip. Wait, my bad. I was going to do a right spin tip retracted. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Let it. Now as can be seen, the right spin with the tip retracted, it has a much wilder movement pattern because it doesn't really conform to the curved nature of the base stadium floor. So it moves very wildly. And also runs its spin power out faster. And now with that, now I can show left spin. Yeah, I kind of guess I was a bit scatterbrained there. Now, show off left spin. And let rip. Now, I guess you'll notice that there's not too much difference. The main difference really is that it's kind of circling in a counterclockwise pattern, whereas if it was right spin, it'd be circling in a clockwise pattern. And that's basically the way the right and left spin deal kind of works with these types of Beyblades. Because, as basically can be told for just about any Beyblade, what determines the spin pattern is the tip. not so much the spin direction. But just to give an idea of just what kind of power this has, I'll basically just be showing you a kind of comparison battle with Dranzer G. So I'll just set both up at the same time. Setting up Dranzer G, then Dranzer MS. And for the sake of things, I'm not going to be using the engine gear of Dranzer G. Sorry. Let's get all set up and let rip. Let rip. Now you can kind of already see that Dranzer MS has the advantage, and as you just saw, Dranzer MS was superior. The implementation of this melt into the attack ring really made the Beyblades stronger than they were, and they probably also reduced the size because it might have been a little bit expensive to make larger Beyblades with this much melt, because it would cost a lot more to actually put that much melt into each Beyblade. So they reduced the size, and that size reduction was kept for the hybrid wheel system. So I guess by now you guys have realized that the reason why I did these 4 Beyblades for my first installment was to kind of show how, well, the basic 4 stages of how the Beyblades of the first generation were. Which, specifically, were the standard engine gear Beyblades, the Magnacore Beyblades, the engine gear Beyblades, and then the HMS Beyblades. And so that'll do it for my kind of introductory parts to retro Beyblade reviews. I hope these have given you guys a good idea of how the Beyblades have changed, and look forward to more retro Beyblade reviews. And of course, while I have started with just these 4 Beyblades, do expect me to be taking a look at larger grips, grips like this, or like this, as well as some other kinds of launchers, and of course, other Beyblades. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.